Hello and welcome. My name is Parker. I'm an independent business owner with Cerule, and today I want to share a quick video about the changes that I've experienced after taking 3 of Cerule's products for the last 6 months. So these 3 products are StemEnhance Ultra, a product that helps you or supports the release of your own adult stem cells; CyActiv, a product designed to support your body's natural inflammation process; and then PlasmaFlo, which supports healthy circulation and blood flow. I'm not going to go too much into detail on those products today. I'll get into that in another video. But today I just wanted to share my experience and how I felt and since starting Cerule and what has changed for me personally. So to start, I do want to give a quick disclaimer that what I'm sharing is just my own experience. This is not, therapeutic claim or medical advice. Everybody is different and everyone is going to respond in a different way. I'm just sharing what I've noticed over the last 6 months. So I have 3 benefits here that I've labeled as my highest priority, the biggest things that I've noticed. So number 1 is improved mobility. Definitely noticed that I feel way looser and more responsive in pretty much every single joint. Most noticeably, there's changes in my spine, my hips, and my shoulder. So definitely noticed that my thoracic spine, my middle back, it actually has extension now. I've spent a lot of my life kind of hunched over and just locked in this forward position, and now I can actually extend and have some extension, which feels really good. My shoulders feel move way more freely, especially in overhead positions. I've been very hunkered down in front, so I feel like I can actually reach up and straight up overhead, and then also behind me, I could actually reach behind. It just feels so much easier to move into those positions, and they're just so much farther than they ever have been. And then of course my hips also feel way more open. Deep squats are so much easier, toe touches are easier, and just any kind of groin mobility, it just feels way better to be in some more difficult positions that I would have been straining for earlier. So I used to always think that I was an inflexible person. That's just how I felt, and that's who I was. But now I feel like a normal, flexible person. It's still not where I want to be, but I just feel like it's normal now. It's great. So I'm looking forward to making more progress. And it doesn't feel like I'm moving through sand anymore. Usually it would be resistance. There was the antagonizing muscles would be pulling me in the other direction, and now I just feel like I can touch my toes. There's nothing pulling me the other way until I reach my end range, and that's that. So improvement number 2. Big postural changes. I feel way more upright and aligned. Like I said, if my T-spine isn't, rounded and hunched forward, I'm actually in a pretty neutral position, and I feel like I'm standing way taller, and everything is just way more aligned. I noticed that my rotation imbalances, I do rotate a little bit to my right, typically. That's way less pronounced. It's harder to know. I feel like it's easier to rotate to my right now, which was where I had a lot of my restrictions. Standing tall just feels way more natural, as opposed to I could force it, but I feel like I have to hold and brace in that position. But now it's just my body just naturally wants to go there. The first benefit I noticed when taking Cerule after about a month was that my shoulders started sitting better, and definitely now that's way more improved after 6 months, that they're pretty much set where they should be. And then my anterior pelvic tilt is pretty much gone. I had a big problem with that my butt was sticking out and I just couldn't flex at that lumbar spine. So that's pretty much gone now, and I'm quite happy about that. Benefit number 3, improved and more efficient gait. So walking feels so much smoother and so much more effortless. I remember just always feeling clunky when I walk. And so I can notice that my glutes are engaging better. Before, I couldn't really feel it. It felt like I was using other muscles like my hamstrings or my quads or a lot of calves. My calves are quite tight. But now it feels like my glutes are engaging and my steps are kind of even. I'm not falling onto one side anymore as much. I do have a leg length discrepancy, so my left side is shorter. So I always felt like, especially when I got tired, I'd step to my right foot and then I'd fall onto my left foot, and I'd have to stop and brake myself and then continue the next step. But now I'm really leading into smoothly moving from one step to the next, which is fantastic and takes a lot of stress off the rest of my body. My eyes are naturally at the horizon line now. Usually, or typically with the rounded posture, I was typically looking down and ahead of myself at 10-15 feet in front of me, but now it's straight at the horizon line, just naturally there. Again, I could force that position, but it would take effort, but now that's just where it wants to be. My feet also activate better. Like, I can feel my feet being reactive to the ground. Before, that wasn't nearly a thing. So yeah, I can feel that tripod activate in that interior feet muscles. And then lastly, my hands don't tighten up as much. So if I were to go for a walk for about an hour, I can feel just like my hands just tighten. Like, I can feel the fascia just doesn't like where I'm walking in all the positions. So that's pretty much gone as well after going to the dog park or something like that, going for a long walk. Like, that tightness just isn't there. That whole body, fascial tightness just isn't as prominent anymore. So all this means that I'm living in better and more stable positions, which is really huge for me. I really like it. Because now whenever I train or stretch or do any sort of activity or work, if I feel like I'm actually building progress towards improved mobility and better positions instead of reinforcing the bad positions that I was in before. And when I did a whole bunch of stretching before, that usually left me sore and stiff and just didn't feel like I was making any progress. And now when I do that stuff, I actually feel productive. If I do some stretching as I'm doing this mobility challenge, at the moment, that I actually wake up feeling better the next day and not just worse. And I feel like I'm making progress. If I'm doing my chest at the moment, I can actually feel it's like, oh, my shoulders are actually gaining more range of motion, as opposed to just waking up the next day and be like, oh, it's kind of tight and don't really have anything to show for it. So in my early 20s, I did spend countless hours doing mobility work because I had these limitations, and nothing ever actually helped until I discovered Cerule and started taking their products. So yeah, that's really powerful for me because I still have a whole bunch of physical goals that I want to accomplish, and I had pretty much given up in the past or in recent years of being like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find the solution to make this better, or if this is just how it's going to be for me. And then I was getting mentally prepared for when I'm older to be like, hey, I'm going to have mobility issues. Like, that's just how it's going to be. But I don't think that's going to be the case anymore. I feel very confident that with the continued support from Cerule and their products, and me being able to be in better positions, I don't think that that's going to be an issue anymore. And which gives me hope that I can keep doing all these physical activities and accomplishing those goals, or just having a high quality of life until I'm old, and hopefully be able to do everything until the day I die. But maybe not everything, but maybe able to do everything I want to do or before that time comes. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I'm really excited about my future of movement and confident that I'll be able to stay active for many years to come. But for now, if you want to learn more about the products, I'm going to put together deep dive videos in the future here of each of those 3 products. But I have also put together a presentation just quickly outlining what Cerule is, their products, and how they work. So if you're interested, you can go and check out that video here. But yeah, if you're interested now, you can go to my Cerule link, which I'll also put on the screen here, parker.cerule.com, and you can check out all the products and all the information. Everything's there, so feel free to do that. And then, of course, I'll put my email address on the screen. If you want to contact me, send me an email. More than happy to answer any questions you may have. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.